Hey, how's it going, everyone? Don Apocalypto here. Want to pull up a seat and let me tell you something. Demons 3, The Ogre. Demons 3 The Ogre is an Italian made-for-TV horror movie, of where if you combine the plots of The Shining and Nightmare on Elm Street together, then added Shrek into the mix, you get this movie. It was apparently pretending to be an installment of Demons 1 and 2. Although technically this one's not a knockoff since all three were directed by the same guy, Lamberto Bava. For my Sicilian and lesser known Italian brothers and sisters out there, The Ogre was one of 4 horror movies made for an anthology series called the Brevet.
Sorry, I don't speak Italian.
In short, these were small half-baked projects that Bava and his buddies had made for TV. Well, granted, I haven't seen all of them prior to this review, but probably only one is legitimately decent. But The Ogre, on the other hand, oh boy, let me tell you something. This is one stinky onion with a lot of layers of problems, let me tell you. Don't expect a ton of strike jokes in this review. So let's not waste any time. This is Demons 3 The Ogre. So the film starts off in Portland, Oregon, where we introduce to Cheryl, and she's having a nightmare during the middle of a thunderstorm.
Mommy! Mommy!
Bro, what kind of music is this? Like, this sounds like dog shit. Like, it literally sounds like the guy's just playing one keyboard on a piano. Like, how are you supposed to be scared of that? And she runs to her mommy. She... oh God. So anyways, she ends up somehow in the halls of a haunted castle. She decides to head down to the basement as the credits are rolling when she looks up to see a radioactive beehive, I guess? Or maybe some poor minion got his nuts stuck onto the ceiling. But Carol sees something farting out of Homer Simpson's asshole as we're finally introduced to the ogre himself. So Carol gets cornered by the monster, but before it can do God knows what to her, she wakes up in bed with her mother beside her.
I'm here. Oh, but monsters don't exist. It was only a dream. We create monsters. In our minds.
And just like monsters, honey, my good acting only exists in our minds.
Oh, I'm afraid. Please get it back.
Movie, who are these people? Are they related to Carol or something? Like, why are you introducing new characters when we haven't even gotten to know the others you just introduced, movie? Like, put some text in before transitioning, otherwise it feels like we're jumping into another movie.
We should be close.
So actually we find out later that this woman here is Carol, now an author writing horror books. Or at least I should know that sooner if they put some fucking text in. Who is on vacation with her husband Tom and their son Bobby.
Daddy,
Yeah?
how much horsepower does this car have?
Over 100.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice, Daddy. They stop at a cafe for directions, not before seeing some flowers.
Those are orchids.
Whatever, so the camera starts moving towards something. Maybe something wicked, something sinister, that would foreshadow the character's fates. The camera leads to... absolutely nothing! Yo, I'm just seeing nothing except rosy posies in my face. What was the point of that? And believe me when I say this, people, this movie really enjoys the pleasure, no, thrives on repeating mistakes over and over. Take this scene, for instance, where they do the exact same problem. Yeah, exactly. A whole lot of nothing. What are we supposed to see that the characters don't? Is it the ogre that just shrunk really small? Does the director really like looking at them? Or maybe Bava's just trolling us for not understanding his great artistic vision. Hey, babe, I'm gonna move my camera right now. See if it can lead to something. Oh, see? You get it, babe? You get it? It's leading to nothing. It's leading to nothing. Foreshadowing. This is gonna foreshadow in the review later on. I love moving it around. I should be a great visionary director, honestly. So they finally get to the place that they're staying at, which is a castle? Yo, who in the right mind would sell this dirty old ass castle to some random American family to stay in? Yo, honestly, you could have just rented an Airbnb that would just cost less, and it's cleaner than this dump you guys are staying at. As they get inside, Carol senses a dreaded feeling of deja vu from the castle. Yo, I don't know if it's me, but I can totally see this score fit really well in a Doom game. As they settle in for the night, Carol gets a... Fuck, yo, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. I sort of get where you guys were going, but it's a grown man laying in bed with a minor. Carol has aged back to her younger self, reliving her nightmare ever since she came back to the castle. The only difference here is that she comes across a portrait of Billy Mays doing And just like the first scene, Carol gets down to the basement, and guess who she meets?
Oh, hello there!
Okay. I kid. That's the last stretch joke, I swear, folks. Carol wakes up as she hears a little snowflake crying for help.
It's Bobby.
But when she gets to his room, he is nowhere to be seen. And we get to see this expression from Carol.
Bobby, where are you? Bobby?
What is that look? She doesn't look like a concerned mother, and more like a crackhead looking for her dealer named Bobby, missing from a street corner.
Bobby, where are you? Bobby? Where are you, Bobby?
So the next scene is pretty boring. It's just Tom and Bobby hiking, and shenanigans ensue. All while Carol spends her time finding clues of the ogre's existence instead of important things like working on her book. She takes a break from writing after a cockroach got into her typewriter and decides to get some groceries. Oh, I forgot to mention this. There is a lot of long, boring tracking shots of the characters driving all day. How do they think this is entertaining? I feel like I'm watching scenes from Manos, The Hands of Fate.
Boy, this is a taut thriller, huh?
Manos, The Hands of Fate.
Manos. You know, this is the slowest car chase scene I've ever seen.
So she meets a woman named Anna who helped pay for her groceries after the manager told Carol they don't accept credit cards. Even though they had a sign say they do accept credit cards.
Listen, forget the apologies. I'd just like to know why you don't accept my credit card when you have a sign in the window accepting them.
But whatever, we gotta shoehorn this character somehow into this story. The two then meet up for a drink as Anna explains that she has a degree of mathematics and physics. Why is it important to tell you guys this? Well, this will be a plot point later on. And don't worry, folks, it's very overwhelming. Afterwards, she invites Carol out for dinner. Yo, was she staring at Carol's ass? Dude, she really is. Look closer in her eyes. You can tell she wanted that booty so bad. I can see why she invited this blonde out. Although I do hope they invite the ogre for a three-way later on. Cut to Tom and Bob still hiking, where Tom says the only funny line in this movie.
Italy is full of vipers. Luckily, they're peaceful and not too brave. You know what? The best thing to do is to leave them alone.
Yeah. Have you ever seen one, Dad?
Yeah, in my office. There's the secretary who's like one.
Oh, I forgot to mention this, Bobby. She might be your real mother. We're not sure yet. We're running some tests to figure it out. Carol gets back as she... Whoa! Whoa, hold on there. Hey, whoa, movie. This is a YouTube-friendly environment, alright? You don't need to zoom in on this woman's chest. After Carol returns, she discovers the very room she dreamt when she was a child. As we see this adorable encounter of her younger self and her happy-go-lucky pedophile. Yo, replay that again. Replay that. Yo, forget what I said about Tom's joke. This is the funniest thing in the entire movie, man. Oh my god, that's so much. Put some sound effects to it. So Carol starts building up the clues that her nightmares may actually be real when she finds her lost stuffed bear in the basement. But before she thinks about it more, she gets jizzed on by Slimer. Tom gets back and sees Carol cradling. My reaction after watching an episode of Megamind Rules.
You don't believe me. Tell the truth. You don't believe me. Huh?
That's not the point, Cheryl.
So throughout most of the movie, the two bicker with one another about the castle being connected to Carol's nightmares. By handling this in a subtle manner,
You bastard!
understanding each side of the argument,
I won't admit shit.
and doing a lot of Twilight Zone impressions.
The damn point is that you believe these stories. That you live them in your mind as though they were real.
And this just hit me. We are halfway through this supposed horror movie, and there are barely any scares, barely any gore. It's just characters doing nothing except talking. Yo, I think I showed more of the ogre in my review than the actual movie did. This has got to be the most boring horror movie I have ever watched, and that's saying something. But anyways, Carol and Big 80s haired Esmeralda meet up again, discussing Anna's relationship with her village. Like I say, people, the payoff to this is pretty lackluster, and giving a babysitter for Bobby.
I really need a babysitter.
Of course. I'll call her.
Alright, look, I don't know how Italian filmmaking works, but we don't need to see a shot of a character just running up the stairs. She spots a painting of a hand, no doubt's the ogre's, pulling out from the inside of Spongebob's prostate tumor, and we see this weirdo pop in.
Do you like my painting? You like it? You like my painting?
Yo, replay that again one more time.
You like it? You like my painting?
Good lord, why is his veins on the right side of his forehead so bulgy? What, did he spend most of his life on the shitter? So later that night, Carol and Tom are having dinner with Anna and her family, and all the unnecessary details I've explained about Anna's character has led up to this load of crap.
A lot of the people here in the village think I am the last of the witches.
You're kidding.
Just because I happen to dabble a little in parapsychology.
So yeah, the village thinks she's a witch because of her interest in the supernatural side of psychology, I guess. I don't know, it's so fucking stupid. Carol admits she doesn't believe in the supernatural, but Anna drops this little detail about Carol.
Why do you say that? With all the ability you have.
What ability are you talking about?
Don't tell me you're married to Cheryl and you're not aware she has an extraordinary transsensorial sense.
Wait, what ability does she have again?
sensorial sense.
Can you repeat that again, please?
Sensorial sense.
Trans what?
Sensorial sense.
I'm just guessing at this point. So apparently Carol has the ability of extraordinary transsensory. I'm just guessing at this point. Which may be a connection to her nightmares and the ogre. But on the other hand, Tom finds all of this retarded, just like my opinion on the whole thing. Meanwhile, Bobby meets his babysitter, and just wait till you hear this line coming out of a 9-year-old.
Come on, I'll show you my room.
I've never been in a boy's bedroom before.
There's always the first time.
Oh, I gotta be a big boy one way or another before my testicles drop. So the next day, Carol is having the time of the month as she storms out of the castle, while Tom uses his teleporting abilities to go after her. Seriously, how is he catching up with her so fast? While that's going on, Bobby and the babysitter are playing hide and seek. And this has got to be the most buffoony outfit in the history of all fashion. Like, what the hell is she wearing? It looks like she's wearing the ripped up pages of Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. She picks up a random orchid on the ground because in the last scenes, she explained to Bobby that orchids are a type of pheromone to ogres, apparently. Why I brought this up now? Because the whole thing is just lame-ass foreshadowing that I don't give a shit about. So she ingeniously decides to get down to the basement to hide as she hears something creeping behind her. She turns around to see none other than literal shitface himself. Help, I'm being attacked by bullshit man. So we get a first-person view shot of the ogre, like any other horror movie monster in the 70s and 80s since Jaws, getting out of the basement. Later that day, Tom and Carol are dropped off by giant roast beef as they notice the babysitter is gone and has left Bobby alone, which gets Tom upset at Carol for this.
Hello?
He gets a call from Anna about the whereabouts of her sister, that being the babysitter, and gives Carol the keys to the basement.
Why don't you go downstairs instead of sending your heroine?
Heroin? Later that night, Carol goes downstairs to the basement again and takes a dive into a puddle to retrieve her missing page of where it looks like Pirates of the Caribbean if under India's river, where she finds the corpse of the babysitter. As you can tell, the horrible creature mauled her so bad, she's barely recognizable. Or maybe it's just some random guy who really wanted to wear that Apple shirt before he died.
Cheryl!
She gets saved by Tom, but the two begin to ban her again as she starts feeling the ogre's presence.
Oh, it's like a premonition. Oh, I can't explain it. It's gonna rape Anna.
Come again?
It's gonna rape Anna.
She's going to wear a bandana?
It's gonna rape Anna.
She's going to eat a grape and a banana? And yes, you heard her right, folks. The ogre busts into Anna's room and rapes her. While Tom reads a page from Carol's book explaining great details of the assault that's apparently happening right now. Good God, movie, what is wrong with you? This is so tasteless. This is not the kind of scary you use in a horror film. So far, he is the worst character in this movie. He is a disgusting deviant. His treatment towards women and the underage is so degrading and creepy that I want him to get curb stomped and then tie his feet with a heavy rock and drown. And if any of you jackasses out there defending this character by saying, oh, but he's the bad guy, of course he's gonna do something this heinous, he'll get punished for it. Not when you're writing this character for the horror genre. Even Jigsaw and Freddy Krueger would say that's going too far. As far as we know about this freak, through Carol's point of view, he allegedly teleported her all the way to Italy to his fucking castle and made sure she would always come down to his fucking basement just so that he can fondle her. Fuck this character! And what's even worse, ladies and gentlemen, is that later on in the climax, he would kidnap Bobby, who is a kid, by the way, to his dungeon, which is already pedo-y as it sounds. And we don't even know what he did to this poor boy off screen, as far as I know. So after Tom reads a page from the film's script,
I'm sorry, but I think this is a crock of shit.
Cheryl starts to panic as the ogre lingers closer to our heroes, as she wants her and Bobby to leave the castle for good. But not before the ogre can catch to him first. Tom and Cheryl finally found Bobby as the whole family come together to stop the abominable perv man.
Cheryl, go to the car! Don't wait for me, go to the car! Go!
So Tom distracts the beast as Cheryl and Bobby head to the car, now trapped in, nowhere to go, with the creature coming ever closer. It's a surreal and intense moment. What will the now brave Cheryl do? Oh, come on! That's it? They just run him over? Oh my fucking lord. Okay, I got a bone to pick. Why would you simply run towards an oncoming vehicle? And even if he's not familiar or hasn't seen a vehicle, it's a hunk of moving metal that can fucking crush you. This ogre is a dumbass. So the ogre finally dies and vanishes away. To where exactly? I don't know. Probably boob heaven, just like he wanted, that fucking slime ball. Also, Tom's alive and unharmed. Okay? What were they doing in there? Playing each other's nipples? So they pack up and leave, and Cheryl decides to write kid stories from now on. And also, Anna's alive, I guess. Not sure how well she's doing, what with the whole fucking rape she endured, but who cares? The movie's about to end. As we see a guy who may be the ogre stares down at our heroes as they ride away into the sunset. What a load of bland shit. God, this movie is so boring. Well, the atmosphere and environment of the film, especially the castle, is very gothic, but the plot is boring, there's little to no scares in it, and the monster is just creepy. He should be a registered sex offender right now. All I have to say is, thank God I'm done watching this bore fest. Now will you excuse me, everyone? I'm gonna go watch something actually entertaining. Sayonara, fuckers.